Nice to see you. I'm Rosanna Scotto, and the race for mayor, it's got more twists and turns. President Trump made some pointed remarks about the mayor's race here in New York City. He wants it to become a two-man race sooner rather than later. And could it happen today? Briella, Tomassetti, there's been some changes to the mayor's schedule this morning.
In the past few minutes, all of a sudden, this 9:30 press conference we had in Times Square, a quality of life press conference where, again, there would be swarms of reporters, suddenly called off. So
this is what we know. Dan and I have been making phone calls to our contacts. Okay. One of his advisors says he's headed over to talk to him right now. Okay. Says he does not know anything about why the schedule changed. Dan talked to another of his close advisors, and she said that it's just a conflict on timing. There's other stuff going on, and he had to cancel this appearance. So nobody seems to know, but of course everybody's antennas are up.
So we've got two people saying two kind of different things here.
One saying a conflict, the other saying he's on his way to go meet the mayor.
And, you know, the mayor could at this point, and again, I can't speak for him, weighing his options because, you know, you can't look the other way when it comes to how he's doing in the polls right now. So we've got to wait and see. He's got a 4 o'clock interview with the Jewish Star. That, as of now, doesn't look like it's been canceled. But let's talk about the White House, because not only is this race the talk here in New York, it is the talk down in Washington, D.C. We've got to get to what President Trump said about all of this. He hosted a dinner for tech executives at the White House yesterday. He also threw sharp criticism at Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani, suggesting that Mamdani could win the mayor's race if the field of candidates isn't narrowed down. But Mamdani is not backing away either.
I don't like to see a communist become mayor, I will tell you that. I would like to see two people drop out and have it be one-on-one, and I think that's a race that could be won.
But there is no amount of money, there's no amount of smears, no amount of slander that can stop this movement.
Trump didn't specify which candidates he would like to see exit the race, but has repeatedly argued that Mamdani isn't fit to lead New York City. And there are recent reports that Trump's allies have been in touch with former Governor Andrew Cuomo, which Cuomo denies. The New York Times reported yesterday that Adams is seriously considering job opportunities that could prompt him to suspend his re-election campaign, and had a closed-door meeting with one of the president's top advisors this week in Florida. It comes after reports surfaced that advisors of Trump had been in touch with the mayor about a potential job in his administration, which Adams, too, had denied. But yesterday, Adams stood on the steps of City Hall, suggested he's not going anywhere.
Just because people yell at you and call you names, and just because a number of people ask you to step down or don't do what you believe you're supposed to do, you're supposed to succumb to that? That's not what I do.
The Times also previously reported that Trump advisors had discussed finding a job for Sliwa in hopes of creating a two-man race between Cuomo and Mamdani. Sliwa is also defying calls to drop out.
Absolutely no way, under no circumstance. You can't bribe me, you can't lease me, you can't rent me, you can't motivate me to lead this race. I am running as the Republican candidate.
Meanwhile, Cuomo challenged Mamdani to 5 different debates across all 5 boroughs during a press conference yesterday on the Upper West Side. The challenge came as Cuomo accused Mamdani of failing to give straight answers to reporters' questions and changing his mind about everything he said on the campaign trail.
I challenge him to 5 debates, 1 in every borough, where we speak about the issues in that borough.
Mamdani took it a step further, calling out the White House for trying to meddle in the heated race. He said, let's cut out the middleman. Why should I debate Donald Trump's puppet, meaning Cuomo, when I could debate Donald Trump himself? Now, all 4 candidates are planning more campaign stops today and over the weekend. Senator Bernie Sanders will be at a campaign rally with Mamdani in Brooklyn tomorrow. You mentioned earlier that Mamdani reached that fundraising cap, so now he's asking donors to spend more time, not more money.
Volunteering.
Yeah, volunteering.
I mean, you know, obviously he's got a very strong grassroots campaign, but half the funds did come from out of town for Mamdani.
Right.
You know, and it's kind of rich, you know, he's talking about the president getting involved during ranked choice voting. During the primary, he basically colluded with Brad Lander and Adrienne Adams, actually supported Adrienne Adams' candidacy on the ranked choice voting so that they could shut out Cuomo. So there was a lot of backroom dealing on that.
Right, which has kind of been happening all over the place. And now you've got this ballot certification that's happening next week. What happens with that? The president is setting his own sort of deadline, saying, you guys figure it out. We need 2 people in the race. Now we see that the mayor is actually having a meeting about the Saudi Arabia ambassadorship. You're just checking the Times, right?
The New York Times, Maggie Haberman is reporting right now, new. Advisors to POTUS have discussed Saudi Arabia ambassadorship for Mayor Adams. I don't know. There's a lot. You know, when there's smoke, there's fire. There's something going on. Could today be the day? Because he's changed his public schedule just in the last half hour.
And you know, if you're somebody in the spotlight, you're a public figure, it's easier to do it more quietly over the weekend than for this to kind of blow up in flames on Monday. And now, you know, this is what the public knows right now. This is what's going on. But there could be closed-door meetings. What are they talking about behind the scenes? That is the overwhelming question.
And by the way, we would love to have all the candidates on separately. Would love to talk to them about their vision of New York City. And we've reached out already to Mr. Mamdani and Mr. Cuomo and, of course, Mayor Adams. And Curtis Sliwa doesn't stop texting me. So, of course, he knows that he can come on once we get everybody in place.
Oh, that would be great to witness and be a part of, Rosanna.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Briella, for that report.